And finally we got to the jet era with our Messerschmitt 262. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful airplane. It looks like a shark or a fish or something like that. He's very aerodynamic. Look how beautiful he is. Man, so aerodynamic with curves. And those four 30mm cannons that are deadly. And the jet engine sound, just delicious. It has a beautiful clean cockpit too, but let's get to work. Let's fly this airplane. So that's it. We have a good frontal view and upper view, but it's not a really good backward view. We have a combat takeoff and landing positions, flap positions. They really go down when landing. Look at that, they go really down, flaps, and jets need that because they have this swept wing, you know, that needs better flaps to have some lift at lower airspeeds. So before takeoff it should put elevator trim to around 10% nose up. That's how we do in real jets too. You have to put some elevator trim. You have to accelerate it a little bit more than piston engine fighters, and here you feel that it doesn't have the P factor that pulls the nose to the left. You just accelerate it and it's firm on the runway, going straight. You take it from the ground gently because you don't want it to hit the ground with your tail. You gear up as soon as you get a positive rate of climb. The jet sound is really something delicious, isn't it? It's really good. So you accelerate and then retract flaps. It's a really firm aircraft, you know. He flies really firm. You're not fighting with it to maintain his attitude. So you put it on a turn and it stays doing that. You put the nose at a position and it stays there. The jet airplanes are really much more firm when flying. So let's test our 30mm cannons. Where is that small truck there? To our left. It's always around there. And there he is. Let's go. You're going to see that the 30mm shells drop faster than machine guns and lower caliber cannons like the 20mm. So you have to aim higher. Oh, let's see how it drops. That's it. One shot, one kill with that. If you get that on airplanes, it's like that too. This was my first flight, 262 flight, but after that I flew some sim battles and I could see that the 30mm cannons were deadly. Just one shot to the wing, one or two shots, and that's enough. Like I said, we have a good around view, all around view, but not a backward one. It's a really good rolling airplane, not as the 190, but much better than I would expect from a jet, early jet like that. He really can roll. And you put the nose to a higher altitude with some turn and it stays there. Let's see how it does in a tight turn with lower airspeed, and let's put it into a spin to see how he behaves. I don't know if it's going to behave like that in battle, but so we got into a spin, something like a flat spin or something like that. So cut the throttle, nose down, left rudder if you're turning right, or right rudder if you're turning left. So counter the turn with the rudder, and that's it. He got out really fast from that spin, but I don't know if it's going to get out like that in battles, but I was really satisfied with this, how do I say, control authority from the 262. It's really a nice airplane. So let's go for the landing. Let's see how the airplane behaves on that. With jets, you have to maintain a little higher airspeed than the piston engine ones that we did, like 210 kilometers. We are going to approach at 250 and 230 on short final. And 262 you can put combat flaps as soon as you get below 450 kilometers an hour. You have to plan your approach. People are saying to me that you must land with gear up. Actually, with jets you have to plan your approach and your gliding path much better than you do with the piston engine, so it doesn't tend to reduce airspeed or to maintain height, or it can suddenly sink if you get too slow. So you have to maintain like 250 kilometers, 240, 230 on short final. You always have to leave some throttle there. Sometimes you cut it to dive, but 30%, 35%, as you are going to see on short final. When we cross the threshold, we maintain like 50% like now. You are going to keep it until almost touching down, and you have to aim for the beginning of the runway. As you're going to touch, cut it. It was a soft landing. Start braking, retract flaps so it stays on ground. You can pull some back stick to get more pressure in the main landing gears, and it improves your braking. That's it, man. I'm in love with this airplane. He's really good. This was my first flight on the 262. I'm going to do other videos about battles and compilations, something like that. Thank you.